Hey guys, Jeff Wolf, president and founder of Iconic Auctions, and I got a really extraordinary piece in my hands. Of course, if you follow our auctions, we've handled quite a few monumental Beatles items, and this is right up there with it. Of course, I have to give a little preamble. You know, being here in America, we obviously point to the Ed Sullivan appearance by the Beatles as one of their most known, because of course we're in America. But really, the first significant milestone that kind of set the Beatles above the rest was their performance in front of the Queen. This performance, the Royal Command performance, on November 4th, 1963, at the theater in Wales, and they performed in front of the Queen. And now, leading up to this, through '63, Beatlemania started to take over in England, and these guys were touring like mad and just trying to make a name for themselves. And then, of course, they get an invitation to perform in front of the Queen at this performance, and it became one of the most memorable performances that really kind of set the stage for them on a global format, and made them exemplify that they were becoming a worldwide sensation. This is the performance where, of course, John Lennon had the great exchange with the crowd. I've got it right here. He said, for our last number, I'd like to ask for your help. Will the people in the cheaper seats clap your hands, and the rest of you just rattle your jewelry? And sent a big wave of laughter off at what is, performing in front of the Queen was probably an otherwise stuffy event. And then the Beatles come in and do their thing, and the rest is history. That kind of opened the door for them as a global sensation and led to things like Ed Sullivan and other things like that. Now, just this program itself is highly collectible. Of course, you had to be in attendance there to acquire one of these programs. And just the program itself is highly collectible. We've only seen a handful of them through the years signed by the Beatles. And of course, this is the first one that we've handled. Now, what's extraordinary about this, of course, is on the inside, we've got right by their image, that famous image of them that was used for the With the Beatles album cover. You have all four of them, John, Paul, George, and Ringo, signing. Beautiful black signatures. In addition to the Beatles, a fair majority of the other performers and stars that appeared at this performance have also signed throughout the program. You have Marlene Dietrich, you have a handful of other notable English performers, and this to date is the only one I've personally seen or handled that has basically the entire lineup of performers that have performed at the performance. Of course, we listed out in the listing all the names that have signed. Now, this piece is fully authenticated, comes with a bevy of authentication. First and foremost, you have a full letter of authenticity from Beckett Authentication. You then have a full letter of authenticity from Beatles expert Frank Caiazzo of Beatles Autographs, who wrote a detailed letter of authenticity for it. You have a letter of authenticity from Trax in the UK, and you have a letter of authenticity from Roger Epperson of Real Authentication. So fully covered, the full spectrum of authentication. It's in excellent condition, has excellent signatures, and it's from one of the most significant moments in the Beatles' very storied history. So you're looking for a great piece on the Beatles, this is your opportunity. This great program is in our auction. It's going to be closing this Saturday. So make sure to check it out at iconicauctions.com.